Chris. I'm from Chicago. Talking about social networking. I use Facebook and Twitter daily. Yeah, I guess I use Facebook for organizing things with my friends. But I use Twitter, I use Facebook for posting pictures, organizing things with my friends, keeping track of all my old college friends that moved away, all my high school friends that moved away. It's kind of comforting to be able to see what people are doing, who's getting married, whatever. But I use Twitter. I mean, it's a great way to follow like interesting college professors or celebrities or businesses, whatever. Without Facebook or Twitter, I'd probably just lose track of a bunch of people, and I wouldn't be as in tune with what all my old friends are doing. I used to use Facebook a lot. Now I don't use it as much. In the beginning, it was really fun when it was just college students, and it was basically people posting stupid pictures of their friends from the weekend, and everyone had like a fake Facebook marriage, and it was kind of silly, but no one really knew how to use it, so we were all just kind of playing around all the time. And then everyone's parents got on it, and all these companies got on it, and it got really serious. And people actually kind of take your Facebook profile seriously now, so you can't screw around as much. And I think that's kind of the freedom of Twitter, is no one really knows how to use it yet. No one's really figured out how exactly it works. So you can just you can play with it. You can be a little bit of an idiot. You can do some stupid stuff, and it doesn't really bother anybody. I don't know. On Facebook, I think the interface is really conducive to following companies. I don't like to go to their pages. Like I'm not visiting the Pepsi page every day. That's not. It's not that interesting to do that. Wow. I follow a bunch of companies on Twitter, like Zappos, Newegg, Potbelly. Good Old Games is really cool. Context Clothing. ThinkGeek is a great one. I do follow celebrities, like all the Mythbusters are on there. Andrew WK is hilarious. Potbelly, the guy in Potbelly, he somewhat regularly invites people for lunch down to the Potbelly in the Merchandise Mart. He has little tweet ups for lunch and things, and invites people down for shakes. I just think that's cool. It kind of gives a face to the company. It makes them a little more personable, where you don't think of it as a big multinational corporation. You think of it as like, oh, it's the guy on Twitter you meet for lunch. ThinkGeek, they post about random stuff. Like they posted pictures of their entire staff at like one of the Star Trek midnight showings. So it's like it makes it really easy to identify with them. Like we're all kind of into the same stuff, and they're obviously like somewhat passionate about what they do beyond just selling products. Like they love the products they sell. They're like me. They're kind of big nerds. I also I use it for customer support. Like if something goes wrong with a Newegg order or something, you just hit their Twitter up, and they fast track you right through their entire service program, and it's fantastic. They really respect you as a customer, and you can get really fast responses quickly. And I really like that. That's one of the real benefits of using Twitter. You can get right through all of the like phone tree hierarchies, and you just skip all that, and you just get right to someone who obviously cares about your problem, wants you to be satisfied with their product. I don't know, there are some companies that kind of phone it in on Twitter. They're really doing a terrible job. If they just post like news stories, like, oh, we released a new product, here's a link. That I don't care so much about, and it's not. I'm not gonna follow CNN on Twitter, because all I do is post links to CNN.com. And I really like when like Newegg or Context, they kind of give you a heads up on, hey, we've got a whole bunch of deals coming, or hey, like here's a quick link to the deals we're gonna post in like 2 hours. So if the coupon codes are gonna run out or anything, and you actually catch that, awesome. Like you get that discount, it's coming, and you're kind of waiting for it, and then you actually get in on the deal. And other people that might just wait for the email, you're ahead of them in line, which is kind of a cool exclusive. But I try to put someone who's interesting in charge of the feed, to make sure they're not just posting coupon links, or not just posting boring kind of corporate information stuff. I don't want to see like, oh hey, we posted our 10K, who cares? I don't need to see that. Oh yeah. Something I'd really like to see, I'd like to see social media kind of deciding, helping design products, or helping decide what products actually make it to market. So we don't really see a whole lot of that. Like I'd love to see like Pepsi put up Crystal Pepsi as like a page on Facebook that we could fan and say, hey, if we got 100,000 fans for Crystal Pepsi, we'll do a small run and put it for sale on the internet and shoot you guys a coupon for it. And that would be huge. Like even if a lot of people might not have even liked it, but it's just a big nostalgia thing. Like those of us that grew up with it all remember it, and it'd be cool to just get a case of Crystal Pepsi and try it. Why not? Like it's not gonna hurt their company, and it kind of brings a lot of hype. I also love Surge. I would love to see Coke do that with Surge, because no one's produced a product like that, and it's one of those things where I think there's a lot of interest, but they're not willing to go back to those things, and we're kind of nostalgic about the product. I remember it. I had a good time with it when I was a kid, and I'd like to see it back on the market, and I think there's interest if they would just try to use social media to show that there is interest there. I actually really enjoy shopping. I mean, I plan purchases way out in advance, and if I'm building a computer, I will make 35 different wish lists up on Newegg over like a 6-month time span, and just keep iterating and removing things and adding things, and then I go and read reviews online, or I go and I ask my friends like, hey, what did you build with this, or what did you do, and then you tweak things and you decide, or even now with computers like televisions, I've done the same thing where it's like, okay, I want to buy a TV, but which one's good? There's 1,000 of them with a whole bunch of different features, and I don't really know which one to buy. You read a couple of reviews, but it's kind of nice to say like, hey, what did your friends buy? Like, why isn't Panasonic out there saying like, hey, I've got this TV, I recommend it? Because then then I don't have to call my friends. I can just see like, hey, 55 of my friends have this TV and they love it. Awesome. Like, that's kind of what I want. I want companies really to take advantage of it, and so I don't, I also provide a lot of purchasing information for like friends at work. They all come to me and they ask me if, well, what speaker should I buy? Like, oh, I was looking at a stereo receiver. Oh, I was looking at a laptop. What should I get? And it'd be really nice if I could just, on Facebook, just put all that stuff up and say, hey, I was looking at laptops and I bought this one. I just went through this whole process recently and I decided this was the best one for me, and it's really a great product. So cool, I recommend it. Or even if I bought something I didn't like it'd be nice to say, well, it was okay, but I don't really want these features. So I think that could really add to the shopping process, and it goes beyond just looking through a company's website and brings it to like, hey, I'll see what my friends are getting, and maybe they had a good experience, maybe they didn't, or at the very least I can see that they bought something and then call them about it and see what they see how they feel about it. I think that would add a lot to just purchasing in general, because I hate when I buy the wrong thing. And I love to find deals on things. I kind of want to know like, hey, what did you pay for this? Or I'd like to see, Newegg throws out a coupon and I get $20 off of something that you never get a discount on. Like, that's kind of fun. I often wait for those coupons, wait for that perfect deal. And once that shows up, I'm on it right away, because I've got the money, I'm waiting to buy the product, but it's just waiting to save that little extra bit of money that kind of pushes me over the edge.